Hi, I'm Emma Lou, the Creative Director with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm showing some new flower shaping along with some quick coloring techniques and some background stamping. Before we get started, I just want to say a quick, huge welcome to my New England ladies and gentlemen that I just met when I was over there in July. They use the term, "that's just my cuppa," quite a bit. Meaning I really like that. I think you'll be saying that by the end of this video too, so join me and we'll have a lot of fun together. This is the classic sunflower stamp, just stamped with a pumpkin spice chalk ink. To line it up, the die blades are right at the edge, so all you have to do is just lay that die on top, press your tape down after it's lined up, and you have all those stamps cut out at one time. So it's quick and easy. To shape the flowers and get a real sunflower look, I really like to color it in some of the more autumn type colors. I'm starting out with a peanut brittle memento ink. I'm just giving it a quick coloring swirl on the base of the petals. You can do this to each one of them. And I usually blend in a couple colors. Once I've done the first one, I'll kind of pick it up and just add a little bit of orange in. This one is the pumpkin spice. I just kind of fade those colors in. And you can also go back and add a little bit of a touch of red. So this is a quick and easy way to add some color to your flowers. You could also experiment with some shimmer sprays if you like. So you can see that that just really is popping. So that kind of reminds me of an Indian summer sunflower. The sunflowers, to get a really realistic shaping like you see on this one, that kind of mimics the actual main stamped images that you're going to be gluing to the background. I like to spray the back of the flower with the water, and I am using the 2mm and the 6mm tip. I'll start out with the 6mm tip and just kind of go in a circular motion. I start at the tip of the petal and then go towards the center. And the harder you press, the more dimension you will achieve with this. Once you've completed that on that side, you'll see how it looks in the front. I'll go back and you'll see that these petals kind of have like a pinched effect. You'll just go into the sunflower and just kind of pinch it together, or kind of do a pleating technique. You can just squeeze it together really hard. And then once it's squeezed together, I do like to lay the petals aside to dry. Just give it a little bit of drying time. If you wanted to, you could go back and just pull that petal to the side so it dries with a little bit of a curve in the tip. Once you're finished with that, I like to go back and just press down in the middle of the flower, and that will just give that some more dimension. You'll also notice that some of these petals are have a lot of detailed or more of a tattered look in the center. Once you're finished shaping them in the front, it's kind of dried, you can go back and just kind of go in a circular motion at the base of those petals again, and that will give it just a little bit more of a rumpled effect. So that's how we created these two flowers. Here are some more variations. So you can create a lot of different effects on the sunflowers. This flower kind of reminds me of a dahlia, and it's created with a sunflower, so it's a really different way to shape the sunflowers. To shape this one, what you'll want to do, first of all, is just stamp the sunflower with a black ink on a white cardstock, and you can use the quick coloring technique. This one I'm going to show you how I sponge around, just around the edges, so you have a dark outer edge and just a little bit of a white shading. I'll kind of pull those petals back so they don't get into your way when you're sponging around the edges. So you'll do that on each petal. So this adds just some quick color around the edges. I don't know about you, but I don't like to spend a lot of my time doing intricate coloring, so this is a really quick and easy way to work with it. So we'll go along the edges. Once that's finished, we'll flip it stamp side down, spray some water on the back, and I'll start from the center, and I'm using the 6mm stylus tip. I'll just start right in the center and then pull out towards the tip. I'll do this very lightly. I don't want to have too much of a crease. I just want to break the fibers of the paper. So we'll do that a couple times. Start from the center, just kind of pull towards the tip. Once you're finished, just go back with your fingers that has kind of broken the fibers. You'll kind of just press that, and just so it kind of gives it a rolled effect. You don't want to get a crease in there, just kind of a gentle bend. Once you're finished, you'll go back with your stylus and just pull those petals up. You can then, when I glue the layers together to make that they're really dimensional, I'll just go back, glue that together, and then press it down again, and you'll see I'll kind of hold it just a little bit so that the glue doesn't move. And you'll see that if you do that with this many layers, you'll really have a lot of great dimension in that flower. For the classic sunflower, the main stamps in the sets are great to stamp in the background. Then I added the card front panel. So to stamp some of these images to the background, all you have to do is just stamp them a couple times. This sunflower spray, oftentimes you'll look at it and think, okay, I can just use it as just an individual stamp. But if you stamp it twice, you can create like a circle or an oval format. So I'm inking this up with a pumpkin spice ink, and I'll just stamp this to one side. I'm stamping it on one of the more basic classic sunflower papers. Just give that some firm, even pressure. Stamp that. Once it's stamped on that side, you can flip it around and you can do a reverse image. So when you're stamping these, make sure that you utilize it to its fullest potential. You can just kind of line it up on the side there. Once it's lined up, I'm just kind of lining it up with where the rubber's at, the edges of the rubber. Just give it some firm, even pressure. And you have those two just kind of lightly stamped in, so that makes a nice background. For this one, I did stamp it in a brown and colored it in. So you have a couple different options. You could add layered flowers to the top, so you can really kind of do your own twist with that. This is the classic sunflower die. It's all connected. You'll see some of the flowers on this beautiful tag were created from the stamp and using the die to cut it out. Here's some more flowers that were used on this altar project using the papers and the stamps, which is absolutely beautiful. We also have 6 stamp sets in this collection. This is the stamp that coordinates with the die. I have some more flowers that are cut out with this specific stamp set. So you can use this as a background, or you can cut it out with the die for the individual flowers. So that one's an absolute must-have. Then we have this sunflower stem. It comes with a butterfly, some little sunflower seeds, and I absolutely love the simplicity of this card. And here it's colored, so that's a really beautiful main focal stamped image. We also have the watering can. This one has more of the sunflowers on top. You'll see that in this set. This is a sunflower bouquet. Then you have the spray that I was showing you earlier. We also have a little bit of kind of a sunflower scene. This one's called a sunflower patch. This is a beautiful sunflower swirl image. Here's the image, main image just colored. That one's really pretty to work with. We've also got this kind of like a plaque. This has the individual sunflowers, and then you'll also see the rooster in the background. So this one's called a summer's day. It has a large butterfly, a sunflower, and then this sunflower with the rooster in it. Then to finish it off, we have this stamp set called the Chick Retreat. I absolutely love this one. You have a scene to color. It's like a little hen house with some sunflowers, little chickens. Then you have the sunflowers grace this beautifully, and I love the shaped card, so you'll see that. I also have another project that I absolutely need to show. This is a little mini album showing the sunflowers and the papers, which we'll show you in just a little bit as well. So this one, you can do many altar projects. So this is just kind of a glimpse at what's inside a beautiful book that you can create with this entire collection as well. This is a classic sunflower collection paper. I absolutely love this beautiful palette. So we have 24 papers in this pack. They're all double-sided. There's 2 sheets per design. So let's get a glance of what's inside. We'll look at one side and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. This one has your jean pocket with the butterfly swirls. This one's really fun to put something into the pocket. Then we have our smaller 6x6s, which are versions of some of the big main sheets that we have. These have some beautiful details on them with the stamped images. These are all colored in. I like to cut some of these elements out and 3D them. So you have a very nice color palette. It reminds me of a homey type feel. So you have your denims. Here's your open card front panels. Up here we've got the cute little tags that you can insert into your cards or little mini altar projects that you're working with. We have these open card front panels. And then these are the card front panels that you can literally just add some quick three-dimensional flowers and some sentiments to finish off your cards. So some of these have the 5x7, 6x6, and then your A2 card size. So you'll see that these images are absolutely exquisite. You probably need 2 or 3 paper packs of this, one for the wall, one that you can keep and admire, and the others for your projects. This is your layout sheet, and then we finish it off with your tags. This one's actually upside down. Let me pull this over so you can see those tags a little bit better. And I'll flip these papers around so you can see the opposite sides. This one has a really nice, if you're just doing main layout papers, we have the words. Here's more like a plaid background. Here you have a little bit of a corrugated fence background. Got the sunflowers and butterflies. Here's some polka dot with a little bit of script. Some more of just a polka dot background. I absolutely love those colors. Can't wait to use these in my albums. You have the sunflowers up here in this corner and then some butterflies up in this area. I love the greens in this collection. They're the perfect color. And this is the opposite side of the layout sheet, so you can put a large photo in this one. And then we finish it off with a dark red with a little bit of the sunflower pattern.